hang on to your seat because I may have found the next great budget bourbon, and I cannot believe I'm saying that with a Jim Beam label on the front.
That makes me even more excited.
It does.
That it's coming from Jim Beam.
It does. However, let me say first, welcome back, Trenton. We missed you on the last video. I'm glad you're feeling a little bit better. I know you're not 100% yet, but...
Yeah, we still got a little bit of a baritone. Is it baritone that's deep?
Yeah, sure.
Some baritone that's
Baritone
going on
bass,
up in the Adam's apple there. But
yeah,
we're doing better.
Thanks for taking one for the team and showing up for Wednesday's video. We do appreciate that.
You said Jim Beam and budget, so I was like, well, I guess I'll have to be in the video. So that's one way to get me on.
I know, since you've been at home, I thought I'd do a little shopping for my own.
Okay.
And I did. I came up, I walked into Harry's. You know, you had me go pick up a few bottles that we needed for stuff that we were doing. And you know how Harry is. He started showing me around the whole store.
Yep.
He knows that I'm interested in tequilas and scotch, and when you walk in with Harry, you go through the whole store.
You're not going to leave it
empty-handed. But he pointed this out to me, Trenton, and Jim Beam, 7 years. So this is a 7-year Jim Beam. I have seen that this is going to be coming out, and Harry did have it. I left the sticker on purpose because it's $25.99, so $26 in our area without tax. And I thought, I'm not a huge Jim Beam fan, in general, as far as their regular releases are concerned. I really like the Knob Creek stuff, but on the majority, I'm not a huge fan.
Yeah.
But I thought for $26, I'm gonna roll the dice on it and check it out.
So, well, I mean, also it's what, 7-year age stated? 90 proof. What's the black? Is that double age or extra age?
Well, it was the extra age, and I think a little bit that I did look into it. I think this is just the extra age with a little more aging.
Okay.
Basically.
Well, I mean, I'm excited. I mean, I will say the label's pretty neat. It's very modern. It's like the gold and black with the...
Looks good.
It looks pretty good.
Yeah.
It looks pretty good. I mean, I'm not even going to wait. I'm excited.
Well, as you know, Trenton, as you know my tendencies, I did take a little nip out of this.
I mean, it looks a little bit lower than it should, so that doesn't surprise me a little bit.
This is the truth of the matter, and this is the God's honest truth. And I'm hoping this tasting stands up for what I did a few days ago, but I took a little nip, and I kind of liked it. So I poured an ounce or so, and I kind of sat with that ounce or so for a while, too.
So that means even more coming from you since you like it, because you actually took some time to sit down with it and give it a shot, huh?
I know, and I'm praying, now that we're behind the camera, that it's going to be consistent today, what I thought about it a few days ago.
And I mean, take all my notes with a grain of salt, because I am a little sick still. I have a little something going on, so I don't think I can smell as well as I usually can. Either that or it's just a little bit lower proof than I expect from a Jim Beam product, so it's also hard to pick some stuff up. But this is like I guess like a chocolatey, caramely barkiness to it. Mm-hmm. It's like what are those, Ghirardelli, the dark chocolate caramels with the sea salt on it? With some bark on it.
It actually has, and don't get me wrong, it's not strong aromas, but it's some really nice aromas coming out of here, and Trenton hit it out of the park there. When I sat with that ounce or so that I had, there is some sweetness there, but there is a little bit of earthiness there too, with a little bit of possibly a tobacco note was what I came up with when I was sitting in that chair over there. Barkiness.
Yeah.
Same kind of thing.
I really like it.
It's pleasant. There's a little nuttiness there too. You can kind of, now that I'm obviously know that it's Jim Beam. Yeah. There's a tiny bit of nuttiness there, but
I get a lot of dark chocolate from this, which is weird because I can't smell, but maybe I'm off my meds or whatever. But
I think you're right on the money. Right on the money.
Okay. I kind of like that. That kind of knocked me off my toes there for a second.
I'm telling you, that's the same whiskey that I was tasting a couple days ago, a couple nights ago.
A little bit more though.
No, it's the same. Now, if I'm gonna be splitting hairs with you folks out there, now keep in mind it's a $26 bottle, right? It is a tiny bit thin, just a tiny bit. It isn't super viscous. It's not like that. But especially for me, if you folks have watched this channel for much at all, let's just put it out there. I hate Jim Beam White Label. It's just not good for me. And I got a good friend of mine, he messages once in a while, Buck, his name is Buck, and he digs it, and he likes to buy certain lower budget type Jim Beam products. And I'm happy for him. Buck, if you're watching the show, I think that's great. We don't have to agree on everything. I actually told him the other day to watch out for this bottle because it should be coming out in his area at some point soon. But for me to actually really prefer and like a lower budget type Jim Beam bottle is saying something.
I'm not going to lie. I'm probably going to go out and buy this as a separate one to take home and just kind of use as not a daily drink. I try not to drink every day. As a pour to start out with, or just something to kind of kick back. It's not anything super high proof, nothing high price. Like this is a good option.
Yes. Now, I do find that little bit of chocolatiness that you were talking about with that caramel in the front of the palate. In the middle of the palate, it kind of morphs more into that tobacco-y note that I was talking about. Mm-hmm. And you do get a little woody note that's on the finish and in the back end. I get that. Keep in mind, we're also discussing that this is a $26 bottle. Does this bottle stand up to early times bottled in bond? Probably not.
I don't think so.
Probably not for me.
Well,
so just being honest.
You don't know this, but you asked the question of, does it hold up to some other things? Mm-hmm. And I actually have something for you to try.
You do?
I do.
Of course you do.
We're going to see how, and I don't know that
Of course you do. I had no idea what he's doing out here or what he poured. I don't have the slightest idea.
I don't know what to expect, honestly. But what I don't want to say drives me nuts, but what is really surprising, this is 7-year. Mm-hmm. It's extra age or whatever they might say. 90 proof, $26.
All right.
If you were to age this for an extra, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 months, up the proof, that's Booker's. So why is Booker's almost $100 and this is $26? This is a better bang for your buck, 100%.
Now, please don't take me wrong. Folks, if you watch the channel long enough, you know kind of where I stand with Jim Beam, but there are some Bookers that were really, really good. But there are also some that I'd prefer this pour.
I agree.
I'm just saying.
All right. I mean, I'll put what we're tasting up.
You will
here so that you know what we're tasting.
I didn't even watch you. Man, you're sneaky.
I know.
I like it.
Okay.
I like it. Old Granddad bottle and bottle?
No. I'm going to have to go back and get...
I threw it out there just for I don't know.
I'm going to have to go back and check this out and see. This isn't a direct comparison. I'm just trying to see which one might be. If you're looking for a budget, I will say this is a budget bottle.
Sure.
The one that I'm comparing to, Apple Storage, is that kind of thing.
It's pretty decent.
I just get more rich, darker flavors with the Beam. And they're pleasant. This isn't like, you're drinking a cast strength Booker's that's just a little bit too hot, a little bit too earthy, a little too tobacco-y. Yeah. This is soft and just like it's delicate. Have you ever see those Ghirardelli commercials where they like bite the caramel real soft like nobody's ever eaten chocolate like that?
Yeah.
That's like what this is.
I'm being honest with you folks out there. I was shocked. When I took my first sip of this, I was shocked.
I would honestly say that I think this pour is a little bit more rich and complex than this one. This one's nice and sweet. It's got a lot of nice.
It too.
It's got a lot of nice stuff going on. But this really, he doesn't know what's in this glass. He might.
No clue.
Do you have any guesses?
I'm freaking out. No.
Okay.
I have no guesses. I don't know what it is. I already threw my guess out there with old Granddad bottle blah. I was just kind of thinking another budget bottle. He might throw another Jim Beam at me. That's what I was thinking. But
both of them are good in different ways.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
But I think for a new budget bottle, which a lot of distilleries aren't putting out at the moment, they're kind of going that more luxury, the more expensive, the more elusive type of a thing. Jim Beam comes out and just drops this absolute hammer with this release, and I think it's fantastic. Honestly.
I do too. Kudos to Jim Beam. I know you probably would have never thought on this channel I would ever say that.
I'm excited.
I'm all over it. I'm all for throwing the roses when it's deserved. And Jim Beam, the folks at Jim Beam, this is a fantastic idea, and the price point is just on the money for a lot of folks out there. We're all paying way too much money for so many things these days. It's nice to actually get your hands on a bottle that's less than $30 that you think is pretty darn good.
Yeah. If you
a
see
good
this,
feeling.
okay. Well, first I have to ask, which did you? There's one there that you prefer.
I prefer the Jim Beam. And I do like this to a certain extent too. But I thought this is, like you said, it's a little bit more richer, and for me, it's a little sweeter too than this one over here.
Do you want to know what it is, or do you
Well,
want
of
to?
course I do. Now that you've kind of, oh no. Oh well, there you go. Wild Turkey 101.
That's insane.
No, hang on. Now, why would you do that? You know, now it's gonna. Well, you deserve every bit of that, bud. That's all I can tell you right now.
I do think that this is a little more sweet. This is a little bit more dark and rich.
What can I say?
I will say that.
What can I say? I mean, now that I know it's Wild Turkey 101, I can pick up some, what I know about Wild Turkey in there. But what can I say? I'm going to stick by what I say. What I said, I am. I do love Wild Turkey, and I do like Wild Turkey 101. What's this, $23 But I'm going to admit it right here on camera. I'm one thing I'm not going to be is dishonest on this channel. It just will not happen. And I prefer this Jim Beam 7-year.
I didn't expect that. This drinks like 100 proof. This doesn't drink like 90 proof. It must be that extra aging or something in there. It's a little bit darker. But I mean,
I don't know.
Did Beam finally overtake Turkey? How are you feeling?
I'm pretty conflicted, and you deserve that too. I'm pretty conflicted. To be honest with you. I love the Wild Turkey 101, and I said I like that one too. But I'm really enamored at the moment for this Jim Beam product. Especially for the price. You folks know how I am. I love those budget stuff. I love to find something I think is really good for that kind of money, and I'm thrilled to share it with you. I just can't wait. I've only had this a couple days. I told Trent we're doing this show today.
Yeah,
that's what we're doing because I thought it was great.
I love it. I came down here, and I've been sick, and he's like, "Here's what we're doing." I was like, "Perfect, love it." Didn't even have to think about it. So thank you.
I said, "Do you want a little nip or a taste before we start?" He said, "No, I'm going in blind."
Well, I mean, it's hard to do you dirty with putting the turkey in there.
You
but
did.
I was really.
You did.
I was really curious to see kind of how it stacks up.
Hey,
I would stand by my decision too. I think they're both good. This is a little bit more sweet. This is a little bit more dark and rich.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. Well, there you have it. There is our opinions on the brand new Jim Beam 7-year in our area, $26. I'm really hoping, Trenton, really, that a good majority of you folks eventually can find this on your shelves. I really am, truthfully. And hope you can. And if you have had it already, let us know your thoughts. And when you do have it, let us know your thoughts.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what other folks think about this, especially the people that are notoriously not Jim Beam fans. I think this will change a lot of minds coming from him directly.
Yeah. All right, as always, we ask you to please drink responsibly. See you next time with a very special show coming up this Friday that you know nothing about. That's already planned too, buddy. Stick around. Come back Friday. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, guys. Have a great couple days. We'll see you Friday. See you later.
Mm-hmm.